Hello. Looks like my mic works. Looks like everything's good. All right. Welcome. Here we are again, back in the Diffusion studio. Today we're going to play with something called HotShot-XL. It came out yesterday, I believe. Here's some examples of it. It is a AI text-to-GIF model trained to work alongside Stable Diffusion XL, SDXL. HotShot-XL can generate GIFs with any fine-tuned SDXL model, and this means two things. You'll be able to make GIFs with existing or newly fine-tuned SDXL models, and if you'd like to make GIFs with personalized subjects, you can load your own SDXL-based LoRa's and not have to worry about fine-tuning HotShot, the motion model itself. This is awesome because it's usually much easier to find suitable images for training data than it is to find videos. It also hopefully fits into everyone's existing LoRa usage and workflows. So you can basically just slap your own LoRa's, train your own stuff, slap your own stuff into this, and it also does ControlNet as well. We're not going to get into the LoRa's and ControlNet stuff today because I don't think it's been totally fleshed out in AnimateDiff yet. But today we're going to walk through the workflow for setting it up in ComfyUI. And if you want to use ComfyUI and you haven't set it up yet, this is not the video for a ComfyUI setup. That's the video in the description below. There's a full walkthrough and tutorial on how to set up ComfyUI and AnimateDiff and all this stuff. So for this workflow video, we're actually just going to move on from that point. So if you need to install it, go back and do it. Come back here and you can watch this live and roll it back and watch it later. No big deal. But today you will need to have ComfyUI installed, and I'll show you how to grab the branch of AnimateDiff that has the HotShot code in it. This workflow, the using the branch, probably only going to be useful for about 24 hours, and then it'll just be built into AnimateDiff once the author has pushed it into the main branch, which, well, yeah, like I said, will probably be within 24 hours. So this video will be, outdated in that sense, but all that means is you'll be able to skip the first step that we do, which is grabbing the special branch of AnimateDiff and replacing the models. You'll probably just be able to update AnimateDiff and do everything else that we've done here. All right, so let's get started. Yeah, here we are on the HotShot GitHub. I was just reading off of the GitHub, so that's all this stuff says. Here's some examples of what it can do. It's pretty awesome. So it's using SDXL to generate these little motion LoRa GIFs, and as a result, the quality is better than AnimateDiff in that way. But AnimateDiff in its current state is a lot smoother and has a lot more interpolation type situational stuff that makes the images smoother. So just keep in mind that HotShot was designed to make like GIFs, choppy animations. So now that we have it in AnimateDiff, I'm hoping there'll be all kinds of stuff we can do to sort of smooth the frames out in the middle. But for now, we're just getting basically, coherent animations that take place over the course of 8 frames. So that's, it's pretty cool. Sasquatch scuba diving. Camel smoking a cigarette. Ronald McDonald putting on lipstick in a vanity mirror. Drake licking his lips and staring through a window at a cupcake. And here's the cool thing where it can use the LoRa. So someone trained a LoRa on SKS. So I think he's a YouTube streamer or Twitch streamer. Something. I don't know. I'm too old. But basically, you can see they've replaced him in GIFs by using the LoRa. So that's what makes it so powerful. You can just plug your own LoRa's into it. And then with ControlNet, you can actually reproduce existing GIFs. So you can actually reproduce memes with other people in them and stuff like that. So like we have PB Herman with the help sign, and then they've been able to change that into Keanu Reeves holding a sign that says help using ControlNet. Kevin from The Office laughing. Oh, can't click on that one for some reason. Replaced with her. All right, well, I guess that's broken. So yeah, it's very exciting and very fun, and as of a few hours ago, it was very hard to install on your computer. You had to use like Linux and all that stuff. But now we can do it right in AnimateDiff. So let's go to the ComfyUI AnimateDiff-Evolved. Okay, if you look down in the description below, there is a link for AnimateDiff-Evolved, but there's also a link for the AnimateDiff branch, the HotShot-XL support branch. So let me just refresh this right now and make sure there hasn't been no new commits today. So we're going to go to the branch, the HotShot-XL support branch. So the link, I'm going to drop the link in the chat here. This is the branch we want. Yeah, here comes the fun part. To pull this branch, we need to go do some digging around in the terminal window, and we need to go look at our models folders. So if we've done this before, we go over to our ComfyUI folder where we've installed ComfyUI. In my case, it's CAI ComfyUI Windows Portable. In the ComfyUI folder, if you go into custom nodes, you should see this ComfyUI AnimateDiff-Evolved. We want to go into this, and our stuff is saved in the models and in the motion LoRa folder. We need this stuff. We need this stuff later, so we're gonna grab it. So grab both these folders and copy them. So right click on them and hit and just go into your AI folder or somewhere else, and into your like make a models folder or somewhere just where you can store this stuff. I made an AnimateDiff folder, and I just copied those folders into here, so we have backups of them, so we can start working on this other stuff and then clean it up. So we'll yeah, so you can see these are all the backups of my models, and these are the backups of my motion LoRa's. So yeah, keep those safe, and then we're gonna go back to custom nodes, and we're gonna delete AnimateDiff-Evolved. So remove this folder after you've copied your models and your motion LoRa's out of there. Just delete it. And now we have to do a little bit of nerd stuff. We have to first off kill ComfyUI if it's already running. And this is the command we need. So we need to, if you know how to use Windows Terminal in your, like, so my folder's in CAI ComfyUI etc., etc. So I would type CD AI Comfy, and then I would hit tab like this, and that's gonna let me navigate through the folder structure. So we need to get to ComfyUI Windows Portable, ComfyUI extensions. Like you can start typing, not extensions, sorry, custom nodes. You can start typing the word you want and then hit tab to autocomplete it. Let me move this over so you can see it better. Sorry. Make it a bit bigger. Okay, so as you can see, I'm in CAI ComfyUI Windows Portable ComfyUI custom nodes. If this is really confusing, going back and forth with CD and blah blah blah, if you just open it up in a folder, so go to the folder you wanted to go to with Explorer or whatever, you can I believe you can right click. Yeah, so just right click inside the folder you want to be and say open in terminal, and what that's going to do is open a terminal and put you in the right directory. It'll be PowerShell, but it'll still work. We installed Git in that last tutorial, so you can go back and do that if you want, but you just need Git to make this happen. Okay, so what we need to do is run this git clone command. And now if you look at this git clone command in the thing, in the chat, you'll see it's git clone -b. That means we want to grab the branch HotShot-XL support from this repo. So it's going to replace this repo with this branch, and that's going to give us the HotShot-XL support branch. This is a step that you won't have to do after today. Probably this will be looped into the main version of AnimateDiff, and you won't even have to deal with this stuff. But if you want to play with this like right now, you have to do this. So we type all that in, and git clone -b HotShot-XL support, and then you need, if the link doesn't come through or whatever, you don't need to know what to type, you go to code for this, and you grab this right here, this git checkout HTTPS thing, and then you want the clone. So you grab that from code, and then you paste it in after the HotShot-XL support thing. So we got that in, and we hit that, and we hit the button, and it's going to clone the repo we want into the place we want it. So if we look in that folder now, or go back here and look in the folder, custom nodes, we should have AnimateDiff-Evolved is back because we just replaced it. And this is the one with HotShot-XL support, so it'll work when I go to use it. So we go back into this folder and we go into our models folder and we're going to replace the stuff that we copied out of there. So we're going to go back to our AI models, wherever you saved your backups, AI models, animate diff. So models, the only one we want to play with for this today is this HotShot. So you want to put HotShot-XL MM in there. And if you don't know where to get that, it is HotShot right here. So you want this PTH file right here, and it goes in AnimateDiff-Evolved models. Drop it in there. We don't actually need the motion lowers because I don't think they work with STXL. But if you want to put yours back, you just go into the motion lower folder, grab them, copy and paste them back in here. Pardon me. You might as well keep them around because like you might delete this folder and you don't want to have to go download them again. All right, now that everything's in place, we've got our HotShot-XL model in our model folder. We've got our motion lowers in the motion lower folder. We're using the HotShot-XL branch. We can now start ComfyUI again. So that's, you just go into the folder for ComfyUI, bloop, 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 back here, and you're looking for run NVIDIA GPU. That's what starts up ComfyUI. So we do that, and then it's going to do all the stuff it needs to do now to set that, to set the nodes up that you just set up. And it's done. And now the workflow, I'm trying to think where I'll put it on my Discord. There's a Discord for HotShot as well, where all this stuff is. Hey, hey Matisse, what's up, buddy? Okay, so yeah, I'll just put it on my Discord real quick. I'll put it in resources on my Discord. And it's the SDXL or HotShot-XL workflow for ComfyUI Animated. So if you want to grab this workflow from there, you can grab it. You just download the file, and then it's like it looks it's just a screenshot of the nodes. So you just grab that screenshot and you drag it into ComfyUI. You drop it in, and it'll replace your ComfyUI workflow with the workflow that you need. And that's everything's set up now. This will just work. I'm going to do a couple of housekeeping things here to make it easier to use. So hit refresh. That'll make sure all the models are a thing, and then you go click on each model and make sure they load up. We got our base model, we got the STXL VAE, and we got HotShot. So that's everything we need. Everything is set up, but just one thing about this workflow, the clip. All the stuff is determined here. So one thing we can do for sanity's sake is say we don't want to make stuff at 1024 by 1024. I would actually have to go in and change every single one of these values to change the resolution. So because this is comfy, we can click on the nodes or right click on the nodes specifically and say convert width to input, convert height to input, convert target width to input, and convert target height to input. And that's going to turn these into like inputs that we can plug stuff into. So let's open up an integer. So we got a number, and we're going to set that to like 512, and we're going to rename it in the properties panel, and we're going to call it width. And then we're going to Control C copy, Control V paste, properties panel. So now we can store these two values in one place. So we just change it in one place, and then it'll plug all the stuff into the other ones. So let's go. We need to convert anywhere where we see widths and heights into inputs, so we can plug these into them. So let's go to empty latent image, convert width to input, convert height to input, width to width, height to height. Same deal here. Width, height, target width, target height, width, width, height. Same deal here. Width, height, and width, width, height, height. Okay, so that's a lot of screwing around, but the result is now I can just type in whatever resolution I want here, and we don't have to change it in 7 different places every time we want to change resolutions. The seed is fixed, so just, set a seed and then just make sure you change it every time you make something, or else it's going to start looking the same. Make sure the right VAE is connected. SDXL needs the SDXL VAE. We're using a hotshot path in the default beta schedule. We're using an 8 frame context, which is what HotShot is designed for. And because we're using AnimateDiff, because we're using AnimateDiff-Evolved, we have access to the sliding context schedule, which means these animations don't have to actually be 8 frames. They can go longer. And what's going to happen is the context that it's looking at is going to slide through time. So you see, like in the examples here, let me find a long one. These are all really short. One sec. It's going to be a long one here. Okay. This is an example of one that's going through context schedule. This is like a 48 frame animation using the 8 frame context schedule. So you'll see conceptually it's changing every 8 frames or so, but it's maintaining like some sort of cohesion. This one too. You know, we're zooping in and out of stuff, but it's maintaining. Yeah, this is another long one. So we can run longer and longer things. It just takes longer to run. So yeah, it's the power of AnimateDiff and AnimateDiff-Evolved and all the fun stuff. So go back to Chrome. So we're just going to run an 8 frame animation right now just to see if it works. And we'll try, I mean, we could try the classic old chestnut Will Smith eating spaghetti. And because this is SDXL, it's a G and an, what is it? G and an L. Basically just use the same prompt in both things. Basically one is like a prompt and the other is like a strength or a style. So like you can break up your prompt into different things for these, but you don't really have to for this. And let's pop these on for stream. So positive, negative, positive prompt, negative prompt. The clipping code decides the size as well as the thing. So you can actually do, if you plug different values into these that you plugged into here, you get really weird stuff like bodies made of bodies. And yeah, anyway, lots of fun stuff to play with there. I'm just going to go with, I was getting best or good results with DDIM uniform at 20 steps earlier. So I'm going to stick with that for now. But there's probably a better sampler set. We just haven't found it yet. We need to play with this more. All right, now we're going to queue it up and we're going to pull up the thing and see what it says. Looks like it's working. This will probably take at least 12 gigs of VRAM. Might just jump to 16 gigs. So that last step might take a little while, but it looks like it will actually generate at around 11 gigs. So probably won't work on an 8 gig GPU, but it seems to be working on a thing. So change the seed, and that was at 512 by 512. This particular motion model was trained at 1024 by 1024. I was getting some real nightmare stuff out for when I was doing it at 1024 by 1024. So let's see what we get. As you can see, it takes significantly longer. So this will probably look really, really insane. I mean, this already looks pretty insane, but this next one should probably look really, really insane. Yeah. So yes, it looks good, but it also looks really crazy. I don't know why. But very soon the 512 motion model will drop and we'll be able to use that. And it'll look better at 512, and I think that'll solve the problem. I think he's doubling up some stuff somewhere, and I don't really understand where. So let's go back to like 768 width by 512 height and get out of Nightmareville. Yeah, poor Will Smith. He has become the spaghetti. It looks like spaghetti's eating Will Smith there, honestly. All right, feel free to drop a prompt in the chat. We can try some stuff if you want to see a meme. I was doing Randy Savage dancing in the street. They were coming out pretty good. Will Spaghetti Scarecrow Smith? Sure, let's do that instead. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the batch size to 24. So it's going to do 8, 16, 24. So should change context states 3 times, or we get 3 different distinct animations inside of our animation. But that animation should also loop, and the things that should be like conjoined together. It's cool. Let's try it. It's going to take 3 times as long as you know, an animation that would be 8 frames would take, but you know, whatever. Is that a minute? And like anything else with Comfy, you can just start stacking stuff. So put in a new prompt, blah, 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 and hit Q prompt, new blah, 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 new Q prompt, blah, 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 Q prompt. and it'll just run them one after the other, and it's saving everything to the output folder. So you don't have to worry about, losing stuff because it's being saved. One other thing you can do is you can add a WAS suite node called save image, or image save rather. It's like save image backwards. It's designed to save a PNG sequence of your animation. So you just add the prefix, leave all that alone. And then next time we run, it'll make a PNG sequence. So we've got the frames of the animation. All right, here comes Will Spaghetti Scarecrow Smith. Okay, we've gone into nonsense. Why did we go into nonsense? Let's have a think here. Batch size 24 is fine. Seed's fine. 768 by 512 is fine. Interesting. Tempted to run that one again, just see what's up with that. What up with that? Hey, obsessive. It didn't complain. Just shutting stuff down. Pretty crazy video. Not what we asked for at all, but it's pretty crazy looking. Wonder what caused. Oh, I bet I know why that happened. If this one's wonky too, it's because I think I accidentally disconnected the context options. And I tried to do 24. Whoa. Is it just straight up broken? Let's go back to 512 by 512. Change this to 8 and just see what's going on. Because this was literally working 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Ooh, indeed. Not a lot of Will Smith in there, but we're definitely getting a Spaghetti Scarecrow. So let's go same thing, but 16 frames. Take it outside of the context window, see what happens. Might have been the resolution, but I was doing stuff wide earlier that I didn't care at all. And if you want to go back to the original version of AnimateDiff when you're done playing with this and you don't want to keep that branch around, you can just delete this version and re-grab AnimateDiff from the ComfyUI manager from here. Okay, our sliding context window is working again. Let's try that. And let's try 16. Context length of 8. Let's try this again. I would like to get Will Smith in here. Good, good, good. We're making crazy stuff. To be fair, Kosinkadink got it working in Comfy. I just installed it. Okay, well now he's like stuck in the spaghetti. Okay, so that worked. I think we should do. Does it know what Tom York looks like? Tom York tap dancing in the rain. Let's do Tom York tap dancing in the rain. What blows me away is how consistent the animation is, even when it goes through the sliding context. Like the way that it slides through the context, like everything loops. It might be a bit of an abrupt flash, but it loops. The real, like the normal AnimateDiff motion models are much, much smoother than this. We're just able to access HotShot-XL with this one. That's what makes it fun. Get more realistic faces and stuff like that. But also crazier nightmares, apparently. Moment of truth. Can Tom York tap dance? Whoa. Already looks like a Radiohead video. Change the seed. I kind of want to try a 768 one again. I feel like that should work. Adorable teddy bear playing acoustic guitar in the forest. It knew Radiohead was involved, so I went glitchy. But it's cool. We got this as an image sequence, so you could interpolate it with your favorite interpolator, like Film or Rife or Topaz or whatever. We might actually be able to... I think there's a node suite that does film interpolation. MTB nodes. I'm curious if we can interpolate these on the way out. Make them all smooth. Okay, now we're getting a wide one working. You ever, bud? Oh, The quality of these oh, that's why I need to change this to MP4. Saving WebMs, that's why they look like crap. And GIF got that 256 color palette limitation. That's why we save the PNGs, because they're full quality. So when you go to interpolate them, they don't look like crap. See, like GIFs just look like crap up close. Okay, that worked. Okay, so let's kill ComfyUI real quick. Load it back up, because we just installed MTB nodes, and we'll see if we can add a film interpolator on the end of it to make the animation smoother on the way out. Yeah, I would say this is probably not beginner stuff. It's probably more intermediate stuff. If you're brand new to Stable Diffusion and this stuff seems like crazy, it kind of is. It's not impossible. It's just, it's intermediate. If you want to just make images or make animations, use Automatic 1111 is fine. It just makes images and makes animations with the forum. That's a great place to get started. Like, if all this seems overwhelming, it's because it kind of is. This is like, this model came out yesterday, so we're really just, we're playing with the bleeding of the bleeding edge stuff here. I tried to install it before it had the UI interface on stream the other night, and we got really close, but it was taking 26 gigs of VRAM to infer, so it didn't work at the end. So So MTB nodes had a film interpolate clip sequential. What is that? Oh no, not a clip. What are we at? MTB nodes. There they are. Animation builder. Interesting. Interpolate clip sequential. Did they get rid of it? Well, that's no good. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere. Okay, MTB nodes comfy. Ah, that's annoying. So probably easier just to use film separately, or Rife or whatever. All right, screw that tangent. All right, or just buy Topaz. It's only $300. Should be $150 on Black Friday though. I would say it's definitely worth it. Okay, we got our image save. We got this. A readme. No, it's HotShot. HotShot MP4. Yeah. G steps. All right, let's do. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? No. It's because it used TensorFlow, and the TensorFlow thing is broken now. You can read more about it on the MTB nodes page. If you want to try and fix that, that'd be cool. All right, Martha Stewart baking some concrete muffins. Concrete muffins. We'll go to 24 and see what happens. Let's keep it wide. Okay, this should work. Everything's set up the way it was. Yeah. Delicious, delicious concrete muffins. Badoop, badoop. New people joining the Discord. Hello, new people. Drop the link for my Discord here if you want to join. It is bloop, 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 bloop. There we go. All right. Oh, they're concrete. Oh, they're going to break so many teeth. Martha, you're crazy. Where did you guys come from? What the hell? What is this? Where did this come from? Oh, each frame a nightmare, eh? They're so dusty and concretey. I love how she even colored some of them to try to fool people into eating them. What a demon woman. I don't understand what this is and why it's here. Please go away. Thank you. To figure that out later. Oops, I queued that prompt again. Change the seed. All right, well, those concrete muffins are disgusting. So let's try grilled cheese sandwich, basking in the sun beside a swimming pool. Eventually, well, actually, we might even be able to try. We could try swapping in a LoRa into the model, see if we can get the LoRa's working in HotShot-XL. What's like a LoRa that would be noticeable? Edible cod? What? 80s computer LoRa? That's really neat, actually. Yeah, I'll be yoinking that. That looks super cool. This doesn't do video to video. We're not there yet. We're just inferring text to video still. Yeah, I don't know any of these LoRa's that would like shine through enough. We try the retro computer LoRa. See if it works. What's the trigger phrase for the retro computer LoRa? 80s comp, retro computer, CRT monitor bezel, all in one mini computer. All those phrases. Yeah, it's the you could do it with ControlNet, like you can do a ControlNet reference, but I don't think there is working image to image in AnimateDiff-Evolved yet. And if there is, he hasn't updated the workflows on how to do so. But like he said, you can probably do it with tile or reference. I just don't want to try and figure out the workflow because I just don't care that much. Somebody will figure it out and then we'll try it later. But yeah, like for now, you can control stuff with ControlNet. So here we go. Martha Stewart dancing in a dive bar. This must be from one of my old runs. Oh yeah, she's really cutting a rug. Give it hell, Martha. This is after giving everybody concrete muffins. She's thinking about all the teeth she just broke. Okay, so the grilled cheese sandwich is definitely baking out in the sun, but it seems to be like in the pool. Oh no, it's beside the pool. Let's plug a LoRa in and see if we can break it. Downloads, 80s comp, put that in AI, comfy, models, LoRa's, bloop, and then we LoRa, loader. Oh, AnimateDiff LoRa? No, just a regular LoRa. Yes. And we will load 80s computer. Refresh if it doesn't show up. 80s computer. All right. Model goes through the LoRa. Okay, so now we can try 80s comp, CRT monitor. So let's see if it can inject the LoRa into the animation. And if that's true, then you'll be able to replace like faces and things like that. Let's go 8 and let it run. See if it explodes. Okay, missing clip. We need to pass the clip through. We forgot to do that. By we, I mean me. All right. Boop, 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 boop. If we're able to pass LoRa's through, that means we may be able to pass ControlNet in. No, I did that wrong, I think. Kind of a cool animation, though. Let's think. Why would that happen? Probably just because it's not designed to take a LoRa like that. Let's bypass that and just run that same prompt and see. That's crazy. Could be a cool way to make glitch, though. Oh, interesting. So sometimes it just makes goo. Why? Oh, maybe it's doing a CRT monitor. Maybe that's what it thinks it's doing. Just realized I forgot to change the seed. That's why it came out the same anyway. But that means it was probably not completely ignoring the LoRa because it changed, but it's probably ignoring the LoRa, or that's just not how you use the LoRa. Maybe there's more to it. So we're back to stuff that's stuff. So if I have a prompt like this and I just run the LoRa through, same prompt, same seed. Okay, so the LoRa works. What happens if I try to activate the LoRa? Make a difference? Let's do it at 512 by 512 so it'll be a little faster. Yeah, 512 by 512 is good. They're right now the LoRa is at 1024 by 1024, but they have a 512 fine tune. It just hasn't been converted to the format that works with AnimateDiff yet. So once that's done, which should be like tonight or tomorrow, we should be able to just run. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. I like that. Kind of want to do a long one. Let's try like a 48 frame animation of that. So once they get the fine tune going, we should be good to go. HotShot-XL temporal layers. Oh, okay, cool. They're adding more stuff right now as we speak. Yeah, it's the funny part about being on the bleeding edge is they're literally, working on this stuff right now. Yeah, the fine tune model is trained at very specific resolutions. If you look at the what page was it? Sorry, I'm clicking around like a mad guy here. If you look at the Hotshot GitHub, bloop 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 bloop. There they are. It's trained at these very specific resolutions, so I might have just been using the wrong resolutions. So I should probably be doing them at whatever these are. This reminds me of the old Mission Impossible game for Commodore 64 for some reason. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love this animation. I mean, it's not coherent, but it's cool. Let's get rid of this. Macho Man Randy Savage eating nachos. Nachos. Let's try one of these. Let's try 416 by 608. 416 by 608. Oh, wow. It's so like cartoony all of a sudden. That's so weird. What changed? Nothing changed. It's all the same. 416 by 608. 416 by 608. Oops. Change that seed. After you generate, I'm going to randomize. Hopefully this will just change the seed for the one. This should randomize every time we hit the button. Well, hopefully not every frame. It seems to be tapping into some crazy part of latent space. Why, though? Let's see if 1024 by 1024 does this too. The right VAE, it's the right base. Clip skip's the same size, same context, but it's just like cartoon land. So weird. They're on the HotShot-XL page. I don't think I have enough VRAM to do 1920 by 1080. It's orders of magnitude higher than 1024. Set the original and height to 10. Set your target height and width to 10. Can you retype what you want me to do exactly? Because I'm super confused. Width and height is something big and set the target to 512 by 512. Okay. Maybe I got that backwards. All right. Let's try this as our target width and height. Try this as our width and height. Let's see what happens. Hey, ABC. What's up, buddy? We just made a very crazy mountain of lo-fi Macho Man Randy Savages. You, where, and when. Prompt you in style of. Oh, I forgot to change them both. LOL. Holy crap, it's hot here. You want the target width and height of 512 by 512 since it was trained. Oh, I have it backwards now. Kind of like these. Like creepy collages. Let's see what else we got here. Text encode, SDXL. I think it's the only clip text encode SDXL. Do you know what node I should be using? This one maybe? Base height, target. How can I find sizes a model was trained on? What sizes? Maybe on Civitai on the page for that model. Generally, ST 1.5s are trained at 512 by 512. 2.1 Sometimes it's 768 by 768, and HotShot-XL is trained at 1024 by 1024. But some of the LoRa's and stuff were trained at multiple resolutions, so yeah, you can't really know. Eating nachos? You don't eat food? I guess I'm the only one who eats. Base and target, I mean, that's what this is. Base and target. And then we have the empty latent image we're building from. I think AnimateDiff, all the motion models are for 1.5, yeah. So you have the output width and height, the target width and height, and the original width and height. So you want the width and height to 512, the original width and height to something big, and then target to 512. So this one, let's unplug all these. So let's go on the assumption that this is the original width and height would be the large one. So that would be these guys. Height. And then we'll do 512 for the other ones. With height, with height, with height. Oh, I hate it when that happens. If you miss plugging one in, it's so confusing. And then, all right, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try that. Now we won't eat the nachos, we'll eat them. These are crazy. They're like, yeah, crazy dithered. Oh, geez. Okay. So that stuff may not matter for what we're doing here. Like, it seems like I just pretty much have to keep it consistent across the board to get anything remotely consistent. Oh, wait, I told it to randomize after generate. I wonder if it's randomizing every frame, if that's why they're so crazy. There are, right? There's the latent size. Yeah. There's the width and height of the clip encode and the target width and height of the clip encode. So there's 1, 2, 3 places. And I've plugged them in pretty much every configuration. So I don't know. Like if there's another node that has another input, let me know and I'll install it and try it out. But I don't have any more clip encodes for HotShot-XL available in Comfy. So I don't know what else to do. We got our clip width and height and our clip target width and clip target height. And we've got our empty latent space width and height. So we do have 3 heights, but I've plugged the configurations in every permutation. They all seem to make junk. But if I set them all to 1024, at least I get, something's very broken though. What have I done? I mean, everything's set to 1024. Set it all at 512. And again, this is just the default workflow that's on the Discord, so I don't know. Just trying stuff here, playing around. All right, I'm gonna get some water. Stand up, take a break, walk around, stretch your legs. I'll be back. Okay. 512, 512, 512, 512. Still getting really weird outputs. I wonder why. Yeah, everybody drop your Twitter in the chat and I'll follow you. Drop that Twitter. Drop that Twitter. Drop those socials. Nice. These are all the default settings, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, these are all the default settings, so I don't know what's up with that. I was getting way better inputs earlier. Maybe there's just not a lot of Macho Man Randy Savage eating nachos content in the HotShot-XL, so maybe we'll try like lush, jungle, scene, rain, and wind. We're only 8-frame animations, so they should be fine. Come my fixed seed. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it's mesmerizing. It's possible. Maybe they didn't train enough Macho Man Nacho content. Macho Nacho content. What happens if you set latents to 512 and 512? I will try it. Okay, well, that's kind of nice. That came out nice. Maybe there's a lot more lush rainforests than Macho Man images. So let's try the latent at 512, sure. And leave the clip stuff at 1024. Let me get a new seed. That's rendering much faster, so it's definitely rendering at 512 by 512 there. Oh, maybe the clip needs to stay at 1024 by 1024 because that's what it was trained at, and then it can maintain its coherence, but the latent space can be 512 by 512. Yes, this is looking much better. They'll look even better when we get the one that's been fine-tuned for 512. But this is back on the right track. I think that's the move right there. I think you got it. 512 for the latent, and then keep the clip at 1024. So that should do it. Hey, Dre's, what's up, buddy? Now, do you think we can get our beloved Macho Man Randy Savage eating nachos at the right resolution? I just want to see him munch some nachos. I don't think I'm asking for too much here. Rendering composites. Oh, fun. Okay. Still getting a lot of weird stuff in the background. It's crazy. But it looks like nachos are going from somewhere towards his mouth. So, nailed it, right? All right, let's get off the nacho train. What about a large fountain in the middle of town? A large nacho cheese fountain in the middle of town. Maybe we won't get off the nachos right away. Is there a target width and height? Yes. It's 1024 by 1024. Should I change that to 512? You want the latent width and height to equal to the target width and height of another one. Hey, that's pretty good. All right, let's do one at that 512 target. Would you get your nacho cheese from a fountain in the middle of town? Actually, I think it looks better. Same seed, but I think it actually looks better. More contrast somehow. Interesting. Let's change the seed again, run it. Depends on what? How many other people were getting their nacho cheese from the big nacho cheese fountain in town? Or how many kids were swimming in it? Ugh. These are looking pretty cool, though. All right, let's go back to... Well, we had Will Smith eating spaghetti, but that's getting old. So let's do Jeff Goldblum eating lettuce. Just handfuls of absolute chunks of lettuce. Oh, he likes lettuce. He's not eating it, but he likes it. Let's make this one a 48 frame animation and watch him from different angles and different poses. These look like the settings right here. So 512 for the empty latent, 1024 for the clip width and height, and 512 for the clip target. Seems to make the best out of making images at 512. Although, again, this model is trained at 1024, so I don't know what that means. Like, inference-wise, will it look better at 1024, or will it just look like this but bigger? He's really excited about that lettuce. I think those brackets only work on Midjourney. I think for stable diffusion, you'd have to be like, etc., etc. Like actually set the weight of each thing as opposed to just putting it in more brackets. The man loves his lettuce. What can I say? So trippy. It looks like broccoli most of the time. Phil Collins eating a giant head of crown of broccoli. Hibiscus? What the f... Get the hibiscus out of people. Every frame a nightmare. They say about like a nice animation, every frame's a painting. Not here. Or if it is, it's the kind of painting you burn. All right, I can't wait to see Phil Collins go to town on this broccoli. He loves broccoli. Look how much he loves broccoli. He's like hugging it. He's got a broccoli suit. He's got a broccoli beard. Some kind of broccoli jumpsuit. This guy loves broccoli. So what if Phil Collins eats a giant crown of broccoli, but like at an Italian restaurant? Like, do you think it'll put him in an Italian restaurant all the time, or do you think it'll just be broccoli everywhere? Oh, I forgot to add it to the secondary prompt. 1 sec. All right. I think that's the winner right there. This guy fucking loves broccoli. As it stands in its current state, like HotShot can only generate 8 frames. So the fact that we're able to extend this essentially indefinitely, depending on how much time you want to spend rendering, is really cool. Something I was talking about with my friend Tenzia the other day was like, it's really wild now that we have all this stuff, how it all just like stacks. Like we had checkpoints, now we have LoRa's, now we can use LoRa's with every checkpoint. And now we have motion checkpoints and motion LoRa's, and all that stuff's interchangeable. So you can use existing stuff with new stuff, and you just plug it in and it just works. It's crazy. There we go. Yeah. So giving him a setting really helps with the like not broccolification of the background. That's really interesting. I'm an easy lover. I love broccoli, man. Hell yeah. Oh man, our stack's so fat right now. Like I don't have time to play with everything that came out yet. What do I want to see next? I want to see more integration with the language models. I want to be like you know, I kind of wanted to just make stuff and show it to me at some point. Like I want to sort of understand what I like and what I like making, and then just have it like just start making me some stuff, and then be like, do you like this? Do you like that? And then based on my taste, I can start, generating aesthetic matrices for my own taste, so that like it'll just know what I like when it's generating stuff and know what to stay away from. Like down the road, I think that's sort of integration, so that we have like a Jarvis type situation where it's like, so it's, like Tony Stark says something like, thrill me or something, and he's just waiting and just lets Jarvis start making some stuff for him. And like, I think that's the next step, is like having an assistant, an art assistant or whatever, that understands what you like and what you do, and that you can sort of collaborate with and be like, nah, I don't like that, or I do like that, good job. And you guys can train each other back and forth. Okay, well, let's get Tom York tap dancing in the rain again. Now that we have everything set up, it shouldn't look like a 80s music video, right? We'll just let our boy Phil here enjoy his broccoli for a while. That is a face only a mother could love. He's so stoked. Fantastic. 30 seconds. I wonder if we could do ControlNet into the clip. Oh, it'd be SDXL ControlNet. So, wow. The Tom York tap dancing in the rain really falls apart. Oh, interesting, though. There was a couple of clips there. I'm curious where it's going to get all this, like, abstract. What if we try the bass with the 09 VAE and just spitball in here? Plug this VAE into this, change the seed, and run a shorter animation just to test. I'm wondering about using the SDXL 1.0 with the 0.9 VAE. I'm fairly curious. Yeah, and I mean, if you've seen my streams the last few nights, you know that AnimateDiff-Evolved in its regular state with the other motion model using 1.5 is much cleaner, much smoother, much, nicer to look at than this. But this, again, is just something new that we're messing with. So it's not supposed to be better. It's not supposed to be, the next thing or whatever. It's just a fun toy we're trying out. I've already had, some people you know, in the comments saying AnimateDiff looks better, and it's like, yes, of course, you know, it's just like this is something new, you know, it's different, it's weird. We like weird around here. It's not always a quest for quality, I guess is my point. It's not always a quest for ultimate quality. Sometimes, you know, sometimes the outputs of this stuff is more artistic, is what it is. I think that VAE seems a lot clearer. Interesting. What prompts were going? So the Guy Fieri, rock climbing. That one was pretty good. Clip skip -1 for STXL. Hope so. -2 for 1.5, I think. Hey, Kush, what's up? Look at him boogieing. He's so happy to be rock climbing backwards. Not very safe, but man, he's stylish when he does it, eh? That guy loves rock climbing. Okay, I think we're going to try him bungee jumping now. Okay, now that we actually got it working, I kind of want to break it again. I want to try these other resolutions that it's trained at. 416 by 608. We'll try this here. Gonna try and figure out if we need to change these ones or not. If it comes out like goo, I'll change these back to 512. We'll see what happens. He's bungee jumping in the middle of the city? Hey man, you do you. Going back to 512, this looks like deep fried nonsense. I wonder why he's in the city. Guy Fieri skydiving high above the city. 48. I want to get a bunch of context switches. So if, yeah, here we go. So we're doing a 48 frame animation for people that just got here. This is HotShot. It's a motion model for SDXL. It's new, came out yesterday. This is the first time we're playing with it. This is the unoptimized version, so you know, it kind of looks funny, but it's fun. Because it's running in AnimateDiff-Evolved, we have access to AnimateDiff-Evolved's context striding or context sliding. So this model is trained on eight frame animations, I think. And as a result, it only has 8 frames of temporal cohesion. It knows what to do for the course of 8 frames. So what AnimateDiff allows us to do is imagine taking a 48 frame strip, so that's what we have now, and you're applying an 8 frame context to the first 8 frames, and you'll notice we have a context overlap of 2. So then when it gets to the 6th frame, it's going to start blending in the next context. So the context is constantly like looping it and folding over itself, like cross-fading between contexts. So we're just generating a long sequence of 8 frame animations that are blended together. So if we increase the context overlap to 3, our transitions between the contexts will get cleaner, but they will cause it to change a little, like, more often, because everything's happening a frame earlier. So right now the context changes are only 2. So the changes are the context overlap is only 2. So when the context switches, it's rather abrupt. Like we just jump here we're jumping right from city to jungle in 2 frames. But if the context was at 3, if we had a longer context, if we had a 16 frame context length, like in AnimateDiff, we could actually increase the overlap to 4 or 5. And what this is going to do is make a much smoother animation, because the stuff has got more time to tween between each other. So kind of like imagine it like a roll of film, and then like every 8 frames, we're doing something new. But instead of having hard cuts between every 8 frames, we're crossfading a couple frames of motion. There he goes. Give him hell, buddy. He's so stoked. I like the fist pump. Spider-Man breakdancing in the subway. Bring the Fury, Spider-Man. We are going to increase the context overlap to 3 and see what that does. I am curious. Looks extremely overbaked. Something is like something's wrong for sure. It's almost like the CFG is like way too high or something. Strange. Whatever, he's having a good time. He should pull that chute soon, though. Getting kind of close to the ground. Pull your chute, buddy. He's skydiving into Flavortown. Give him hell, Spider-Man. Yeah, the context of 3 really helps to tie it all together, I think. Like, it's flickery because it's only 8 frames a second, but it's very coherent for what's happening. It's really cool. Right on. Well, I mean, that's the basic workflow and the basic setup for this. So I don't have anything more to cover for this. So if you want to set it up yourself, you can go back to the beginning of this video. I'll leave it up. And you can go and set it up yourself and have some fun. And yeah, I'm going to sign off for the evening. I'm not going to do another 5-hour stream because unfortunately there's not much more to cover in this until the 512 model comes out. So I'll do another stream when that comes out, and then we get some workflows for injecting LoRa's and injecting ControlNet, and we'll see how we can control this thing. My other hope is that we figure out some form of interpolation that allows us to do smoother animations with this, because a lot of potential here for cool animations, but we're basically limited by the fact that, you know, they're so choppy in the sense that they're 8 frames per second. So it's cool, but I think we can push it. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out, and I'll see you again soon. I'll probably stream again on Friday. Probably do an AnimateDiff stream and mess around with some animations and get back into the nerdy stuff.